Hey folks, I am literally stuck in traffic because of road construction. So I thought I would talk a little bit about a philosopher you may have heard of, Cicero. All right? Cicero believed in what is called divination. All right? How do you understand the divine? And he talks about that you have to read and understand as much as possible, and then once you reach that point where you have pulled in as much knowledge as you possibly can, he says, divination is then a means of telling ourselves what we already know. All right? Followed by, there is no purpose in cognition towards divination in the human form while being alive when life is not alive in and of itself, except when considered as part of everything. All right? You've heard me talk about that before. Everything is everything. All right? Next. Nature has planted in our minds an insatiable longing to seek the truth. Remember, he talks about how you have to acquire as much knowledge as possible. And once you do that, you are able to understand the divine. Without it, you're not. Remember, I talk a lot about abdication. A lot of people are just too dang lazy to go out and find out information, to dig, to learn. They just don't want to. It's a heck of a lot easier either to be an atheist or subscribe to some belief system where some sage, some guru, some whatever is going to stand up there and tell you what to believe, to tell you to follow their example, to tell you what to do with your life. He goes on to say, no one was ever great without some portion of divine inspiration. Again, this guy lived over 2,000 years ago, 2,500 years ago. All right? These ideas have been with humankind for a long time. Next, every person is a reflection of his inner world. Means that the way that you are going to be seen is based on what you have inside. And if you are empty because of abdication, because of blind acceptance, because of a lack of desire to learn, that is how you are going to be seen and perceived. All right? Because that's the way you are. Next, Cicero says, a man of courage is also a man of faith. Because you cannot take on a battle where you may not survive if you think that, putting your life in jeopardy, and that jeopardy itself has value. All right? An atheist would not go into heated battle, because if they die, that's it. There's nothing else. That's why they say there's no atheists in foxholes. All right? There might be a lot of agnostics, or a few, but you don't throw away your life if you're quote unquote an atheist, because that's all you got. Because once you're dead, you're done. Next. I'm letting people into traffic. Every person makes mistakes, but only a fool persists in his delusions. What is a fool? A fool who's someone who just is stuck because they just won't look at anything else. There's nothing wrong with being ignorant and making mistakes. But if you don't seek to learn so that you don't make those same mistakes again, you're a fool. All right? Next. Cicero says, everything is alive. Everything is interconnected. And I want you to think about that from the point this guy lived 2,500 years ago. All right? I think that's right. Thereabouts. He says everything is interconnected. Everything is alive. He didn't know that was a fact at the atomic or subatomic level, that we're constantly exchanging particles with everything else. Lastly, one of the quotes I'm going to throw at you from Cicero is, nature is not a place to visit. It is home. That's why you see me out in nature a lot of times making videos, because again, everything is everything. Everything is a part of God. Everything, according to Cicero, is interconnected. Everything is alive. Everything is part of God. And so, I go out and I spend time in what God has created when I'm doing these discussions, for the most part. And I don't spend a lot of time in gilded buildings where most folks think that they go to interconnect with the divine. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. You gotta love Cicero. He's got a whole lot of other stuff out there. It's all over the net. All you gotta do is a Google search and you can find out so many things. All right? That's it, folks. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And of course, comment below. Especially if you've got another saying on this video from Cicero that you find to be impactful. Anyway, I will chat with y'all. Can't even speak. I'll chat with yous all later.